Okay, welcome again. My name is Eno Ekong, and I still remain a marriage counselor, marriage and family counselor. In the second chapter of my book, Marriage Best Practices, we want to look at planning for marriage. A young man, young woman, you want to plan for marriage. You discover that they may have some difficulty, they may have some challenges, but it's something that ought to be done so that the marriage, can start on a good foundation. So planning for marriage. However, a young man or woman that is planning for marriage has good reasons that will recommend him coming out of singleness. Because to plan for marriage means you must appreciate, first of all, your place of being a single, and you must be contented in the first place of being a single, because in respecting and appreciating that aspect of being a single, you now begin to prepare and plan towards the next phase of life, which is becoming a couple. If you can't take care of yourself as a single, how are you going to take care of someone added to your life as a responsibility? There are secrets that are important in preparing yourself as a single towards marriage. I call it the secret of the inner strength. The secret of the inner strength. Now, talking about the secret of the inner strength, it is knowledge that informs your attitude. 3 stages of transformations are needed. Number 1 is the salvation stage. Are you saved? Have you met the Lord? If you have not, then there is need to meet the Lord so that you can understand from the originator of marriage his plan for marriage. The second stage is a solidification stage. Now that you are saved, you need to build upon what you are now connected to. Build upon this new relationship, this new connection with God. And then the third stage is the supernatural stage, where you live the connected life operating in the realm of your source. Be saved, establish a basic foundation with God, and then grow supernaturally. Inner strength is an unseen drive in you that pushes you ahead of others. Pushes you ahead of others. The drive can be negative or positive. So you must determine what drives you. How can Christ drive you? Every word of Christ is a quickening spirit that drives you to do the will of God. As a single, what should be my attitude as I prepare for marriage? A single is any man or woman that is without a wife or husband. You could be a single parent or just single. Now, as a single, what should be your attitude? There's what we call the waiting attitude. You wait. You are neither being idle nor staying busy, but you are waiting, praying and believing God for the appropriate time. You recognize what we call the recognizing attitude. Make yourself recognizable while you're waiting. Recognize who you are, and then you recognize that God created you for a purpose. God created you for a reason. He is in charge of your life. So recognize who you are. So waiting, recognizing attitude. You have the inventory attitude. That is to say, recognize what you have that is wonderful. Take inventory of yourself. So while you're recognizing who you are, you also take inventory of yourself. Who am I? Why do I want to settle? What do I have? Next is embrace the gift of singleness attitude. Singleness as a gift. It's a gift. Loneliness is a gift from God. An opportunity to discover companionship with God. If you don't have a good relationship with God while you are single, it will be tough to have a good relationship with God when you are a couple. Because if you get married to someone who doesn't even know God, then it gets tougher. It gets more tougher out there. So embrace the gift of singleness so that you can have a great time knowing who God is. Then mate readiness attitude. How ready are you for the person you want to get married to, or the person you want to discover? Be ready to meet God's intent for you when the opportunity presents itself. Now, these are attitudes one ought to put up as a single man and a single woman. In this, there is what we call the decision making. You're preparing yourself for marriage. Remember, there has to be the decision making. Today's failure or success is the outcome of yesterday's decision. What decision did you make yesterday? That's the outcome you are seeing today. What decision you make today will determine the outcome you will see tomorrow. Decision making is all about making up your mind to reach a conclusion or judgment. Why do you want to marry? Who do you want to marry? What's your purpose for getting married? 3 decisions that can control your destiny. Number 1, decision about what to focus on. Champions always emerge in the midst of challenges, but it begins with making up your mind. What decision do you want to focus on? The next is decision about what things mean to you. When you pick up a material, what does it mean to you? So it will determine the person you want to meet to marry. What will the person mean to you in marriage? How you value things matter a lot. Will you value this woman you are aspiring to get married to? Then the third decision that controls your destiny is decision of what to do to create your desire. It is your responsibility to make things happen for you. What do you need to do to create your desire? What do I need to do to create my desire? I desire a beautiful. What do I need to do? I desire a wonderful, faithful wife. What do I need to do? So if you are desiring and you're not creating anything, you're not walking towards yourself, then there is going to be a disaster. So I want a woman that will be faithful, that will be submissive. What am I doing to create such? What am I doing to be able to get that? And then, of course, we get to commitment in marriage. I am single. I want to get married. I must understand that without commitment, that marriage will not work. So I must take commitment seriously. Many marriages were destined for trouble from the utterances of the word I do, or the words I do. Many marriages were destined for trouble. When the couples publicly declare I do, they didn't understand what they were committing to. It's a life commitment. Until death do us part. So as a single man, as a single woman, are you ready for that commitment? Are you ready to give in to that commitment? They had no comprehension of what true commitment was. So they entered marriage thinking that divorce was a viable option in their pursuit of self-fulfillment. Now, as you pick this book, you will be able to get more understanding of what is written in this chapter of planning for marriage, so that you can be prepared as a young man, as a young woman that wants to settle in a good marriage. So please take time, pick the book, go through it, and enjoy the reading, and be able to have a wonderful marriage. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.